What up, y'all? It's man ES the Hermit Star back again with another video. I am here to do the general read for. It's kind of weird. Anyways, my bad. General read for the sign of Aquarius. If you have Aquarius anywhere in your chart, sun, moon, or rising sign, this is for you. I am a rising Aquarius. High risers, what up? You know what I'm saying? So it seems the universe got something to say to you, Aquarius. It seems as though I'm doing weekly readings for the sign of Aquarius. I ain't complaining. You know what I'm saying? The generator chooses the random signs. I go with it. Oh, already. So I'm going to just put these two cards out before we even get started. But I'm at least try to get at least one more universe. You know I take the jumpers, but if you would like a personal reading or book a personal reading with me, you are able to do so. All you have to do is shoot me an email. Not really liking the energy, to be honest with you. But it's here. But yeah, if you want to book a personal reading with me, you're able to do so. Shoot me an email. You can find my email in the description box of this video and every video as well. You can also find the link to my podcast there. I will upload the next episode tomorrow. I upload every Monday, weekly podcast, where I talk about spirituality, tarot. I go in depth about various issues that are covered here. So if you're having relationship issues, I share my advice or my experience with that. Personal development, words of encouragement, things of that nature. All that stuff is what I discuss on the podcast. Again, the Earnest Thoughts Tarotcast. Go over there, hit the subscribe. Just as free as subscribing to the YouTube channel. And it's much more content if you are, looking for more content from me rather than waiting on, every Friday, Saturday, Sunday for a new video. Nonetheless, again, that's where the podcast is. And again, book a personal reading, shoot me an email. Just be wary of scammers. People, if they are impersonating me, I would never reach out to you asking you if you would like a personal reading. And yeah, not via email, not via social media. So if someone does reach out to you asking you if you would like a personal reading and they're impersonating me, it's false. All right. So like I said, I'm not really liking the energy right here, Aquarius. There's a lot of work that my high risers need to do. Your last few readings haven't been the best. I know the one I just did Friday, I believe. You can go watch that video. It'll be linked, on the top right or whatever. Or you could just click on the Aquarius playlist. But it does seem as though that relationship-wise, things aren't going so well for you. There's not necessarily, I think at this moment in time, Aquarius, the very best advice I can give to you is to be single. Stop looking for love, because the last reading seemed as though, and even before that, it seemed as though you was looking for someone else. And then the last reading, it kind of symbolized that you'd found someone else, but still things aren't going well with that individual. Maybe because it's them, maybe because it's you. Nonetheless, it doesn't seem as though partnership is something that the universe wants you to be in right now at this moment. Now, granted, this is financial conflict. This is debt. All the stuff that you don't want, not just for yourself, but in a partnership as well. But when you talk about the 10 of Pentacles, this is somebody who is affluent in money, or not in debt, but someone who is able to provide for their family financially. This is you not being able to do that, and for whatever reasons that might be, more than I do, but I do believe that if you're struggling financially by yourself, you damn sure should not get into a relationship and think that is going to be the way out, or don't start a family while you're in a financial bind right now, I think the universe has been really telling you that you need to be single and get your shit together to be as blunt and as respectful and as loving as I can. That's really what I feel as though you need to do at this moment in time going forward, not just in October, not just today, not just in October. Try to at least give the last few months of this year a focus on yourself. Now, if you want to go into the new year and you want to give it a go again as far as relationships go, I'm not going to tell you not to do it. I'm not going to tell you to do it. But if I was in your shoes right now, Aquarius, I would say, and I'm an Aquarius rising, so this could be my message, just like the other messages could be, for me as well. But if I were in your shoes, right, if I was in an Aquarius sun, and the energy was the strongest, because, these general reads, again, sun are for sun, moon, and risings, but I believe that the sun signs who, relate to whatever the sign I'm reading for, it's going to relate to them the most, okay? I feel as though it's the case. But nonetheless, though, if I was an Aquarius sun, I am an Aquarius rising, how I would handle the situation is this. I would just take the rest of this year, honestly, and focus on myself. Focus on my finances, focus on myself. And then if there's a moment where things are good, I'm paying down debts, or I paid off a debt, maybe put myself back out there again. As far as, getting a relationship that will lead to a family or whatever the case is, because right now ain't the time. You really need to focus on you. And this is not on some superficial, like, nobody wants a broke partner. It's on some, that's just a family or just other people in general. It's just an added stress or just an added responsibility to the already heavy pressure and responsibilities that you have, that you owe to yourself at this moment in time. All right. Next, in reverse, you have all reverse cards. I'm just going to tell you right now. You have the Knight of Wands in reverse. So this is someone who lacks self-control, essentially. Someone who is inconsistent, someone who could be very domineering as well. If you want to dominate anything, you need to dominate your finances. You need to dominate your whereabouts right now. And I'm bringing up finances because you do have another Pentacles card that comes after this, after the Knight of Wands. And then your last card is a Cups card. I'll show those in a few, of course. But, if anything, and again, not being judgmental, but if there's anything you need to dominate right now, it's your self-control. It's yourself. You don't need to be in a partnership trying to dominate your partner. That could be the reason as to why this last relationship or this last whatever it was didn't necessarily work out after that ugly relationship you may have gotten out of. It's because you're probably trying to control them. It's kind of similar to who got it yesterday. I believe it was Gemini. You might have Gemini in your chart, but it's kind of, I'm getting a vibe that it's kind of like you was doing what Gemini was guilty of doing in the reading I did for them yesterday. I believe it was yesterday, if not Friday. Nonetheless, if you got Gemini in your chart, go check that playlist out as well to check that recent video. But yeah, I'm again, some more advice because I love y'all. Dominate yourself. Like, don't focus on anybody else. Don't focus on, this person is not perfect, this, that, and the third. Aquariuses, I love y'all, but y'all tend to do this thing, not everyone, but the one that's coming to mind, at least, and I don't want to generalize all of y'all, but the one that comes to mind tends to be very much aware of what everybody else needs to work on, but not themselves, and I'm here to tell you that you're not perfect either. Beautiful person, outside, inside as well, but you're not perfect either. Therefore, there are things that you need to work on yourself, and the universe is telling you right now you need to not focus on starting a family. You need to not focus on, this is your last card, but I'm going to show it anyways. You need to not focus on starting a partnership, a unionship with somebody. you need to focus on yourself. All right, this was your last card, so I'll get into this next, but not before I get into Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So I think because this is overspending and you not necessarily doing the right thing or responsible thing, let me put it that way, with your finances, and that could be causing the financial blunder that you have. Because remember, Aquarius, about a few readings ago, your finances was going up, and this was around the time when you was in that real toxic relationship. It seemed that relationship, I said that it seems as though you're with somebody who cheated on you in the past and you haven't forgiven them. Sometime after that, as of the one of the more recent readings for you I've done, at least, it seems as though you left that partner and you found somebody else. Great. Or you ended up cheating on that partner and leaving them for that other person. Whatever. But even the person that you was with, that doesn't work. That didn't work out for whatever reasons. Can't really clarify why. I can't give you even a guess. But nonetheless, it does seem as though money was not a problem for you because your finances was going up. The one thing that was bringing you joy throughout those readings was the fact that was your job, but was the fact that you were making a lot of money. But you're not necessarily being responsible with that money now. Now, again, with all the energy that's here now, I said I don't like it, but you definitely have the power to change all of this. You know what I'm saying? And I always say with these cards, when you see I call it gold, people gonna say yellow. I don't give a damn what they say, so I'm gonna call it gold. But you have the gold, the yellow, the sunshine in the background, and you can always switch it to that way. Nonetheless, even if it's in reverse and the rest of the sky here, it's as gloomy as it is outside right now. Super blue. Not super blue, but blue gloom or whatever, or blue gray. I think that's what it's called or whatever. But nonetheless, the sun is still shining here in this, so you can take that aspect to say, I am going to do better with my finances. And people who are, and I'm speaking from experience, so again, I'm not coming from a place of judgment, but people who tend to be bad with finances, it is a problem with lack of self-control. Who was that? The Wands, right? It is a problem with lack of self-control, right? It is an issue with other things as well. It's not just a superficial thing, as again the Nine of Pentacles also symbolizes. It's not just someone who is superficial, because I'm not superficial, but I have my moments where I very much need some self-control and I lack it. Well, let me say I'm not superficial to the point where I need to buy everything. I really don't. Like there are things that I want, and then there are other things. Most other things, people are like, I gotta have this, I gotta have that. I'm like, I'm fine without it. I really don't need it. I found a video game. I used to be a big gamer, I guess, or whatever. But I found a video game that I don't mind playing over and over and over again. This game came out in 2020, I believe. We're in 2024. Tons of games have came out since then. Now I've brought probably like maybe one or two other games since then, but I'm pretty much fine with playing again this same game I've been playing since 2020. Why? Because I'm satisfied with it. I don't need the shiny new game. I don't need the shiny new, whatever the thing is. So I'm not superficial, but people who aren't superficial still can struggle with lack of self-control in other fields. You might have self-control in the field of not being super materialistic, but then you lack self-control in some other field as well. So your money issues here, Aquarius, it's appearing because of superficiality, right? But it's also because you're just a sense of lack of self-control in general, and As well, as long as you're aware of the energy and you want to change it, you can change it. All right. Last, as I stated before, you have the Two of Cups in reverse. So, when this is like this in regards to a relationship, because I feel as though this is both a relationship and financial reading for you. This is power imbalance, of course. But this, if it is a power imbalance thing, like I was saying before, with the Knight of Wands, it just seems as though you're the type of Aquarius. This video just might be for the one I'm thinking about right now. Like I said, I'm thinking about someone who's an Aquarius sun. I forget her other two signs, but she's a sun. Nonetheless, she is the type of individual who can be very domineering, the very individual who, again, can point out other people's flaws and is right. Let me not make it seem as though that she isn't right within assessing other people's flaws, but I rarely have seen her able to go within and say, but I have these flaws. It's always someone else's the problem, or these are someone else's problems. And she's not doing it to be super judgmental. If she's in a relationship with somebody, she does it because she wants that person to live their best self, which I understand that. But again, it takes two. It's not just the other person got to get their ish together while you just sit back and look pretty. Literally, you have to get your stuff together as well. And look, getting your stuff together doesn't simply just mean keeping yourself together physically attractive. It means working on your inner self. It means getting your finances together. It means getting your personality flaws. If you lack control in some areas, if you're superficial in other areas, then it's all of that. So it just seemed as though, like, with this whole power dynamics thing going forward, you're running into people. One, your relationships aren't working because you're super, like, again, you're domineering, you're judgmental of your partners, and you're running into people who aren't going to sit down and just allow you. Like, they have enough self-respect for themselves to say, I don't want this in my life. I don't want to be with somebody who is going to make me feel like I'm like I ain't shit or something. Like, I don't understand why this person feels the need to make me like I'm supposed to be their partner. Why are they trying to make me feel bad? And that might not be your intention, but it's coming off that way. It's coming off as you are simply just judging these individuals. You're trying to not necessarily help them out by pointing out areas of improvement, but it's coming off again as judgmental. Like, you're being very judgmental. You're trying to control them. You're trying to make them into somebody that they're not, or trying to force a change upon them rather than allowing them the time to make those changes that they see fit within themselves. Hopefully you understand what I'm saying here. But yeah, it just seems as though on top of superficial, your lack of control. I'm not even going to say, even though it is part of the reading, I still want to say the bulk of your issue has zero to do with you being superficial, and everything to do with, or most of it, to do with your lack of self-control. And this is a lack of self-control in a bunch of areas. Again, like I said, finances, but it's also a lack of self-control when it comes to possibly judgment, or possibly trusting your partners in general. Again, I talked about the situation where you may have been with someone who cheated on you, okay? That dampened your trust, but not saying that you go into every relationship thinking everyone is a cheater, but it's like now you don't trust anybody to make the right decisions, period. Whether it's a right decision to be faithful, or the right decisions for themselves regarding anything. It could be regarding their diet. You could be like, you need to eat more Whole Foods, right? And they're like, I understand it. I know that I need to introduce maybe more fruits, vegetables, grains in my life, and all that stuff. But this is where I'm at right now, and let me get there. I can't just rush into it and stuff. This is something you've been doing for quite some time, and now you just want me to pick up this eating habit or this whatever habit that you've been doing for either all of your life or at least longer than I have. I'm just getting started. You have to be patient with me about it. I want to make these changes, but I have to go at my own pace. You can't just rush me into this thing, and it seems as though, again, the whole domineering thing is you saying, no, you got to do that. No, you got to eat this way. You got to dress this way. You got to. So it's like, chill, Aquarius, chill. Like, these people don't want to stay with you because you're just like, you're too much for them when you're like that. That can be channeled into good. That's, to me, that's someone who's very much an encouraging coach-like type of individual who can, again, motivate folks to doing better. To improve in their lives. But again, number one, you're not perfect. And then number two, you have to allow people to move at their own pace. Not everyone's going to be as because you see this, the Knight of Wands, right? When it's like this, it's fast. It's still fast moving, but fast moving in the wrong direction. Like, you're very much like strong and fast, but in the wrong direction. This is the right direction. You're going forward. This is fearlessness and all this other stuff, right? But, you're not necessarily, you're still moving fast, but too fast. Too fast for people to want to continue a connection with you. Too fast for yourself to realize that you need to slow down and work on yourself in the coaching and the domineering aspects that you're doing to other people that you need to be on yourself. I'm not saying be hard on yourself. Don't talk bad about yourself. But that motivational aspect, that coach, that what's his name? David Goggins like mentality. That guy, whatever his name is, that type of like intensity that you have, I think it's best fit for yourself. For, like I was saying at the beginning of the video, it's best fit for you to approach yourself with that. And maybe it'll be a thing where you're like, oh, now I see where I can come off as being super aggressive and domineering, because maybe it's something that you need to experience yourself via your own hands, or somebody else be that type of way to you, and you're like, okay, hold on, well, this is how I was coming off, let me reshape how I'm coming off. I'm not saying, again, Aquarius, I'm not saying that don't be the type of partner or individual in general who's going to want to motivate people to do better. Not saying don't just fall by the wayside and be like, sucks for you to suck, I'm out of here, ha. Don't be like me. Yeah, that's something I would do. All I'm saying is tone it down a bit. Don't stop doing it, but tone it down a bit. Understand that not everyone is going to go zoom like you. Not everybody is a zoomer like you. And I don't mean by your age range. I mean, not everyone is going to go hard on that horse, That's what she said. But nah, seriously. Not everyone's going to go hard. You know what I'm saying? Hard as you. You need to understand that everybody is different. You need to understand that and if you want to be one of those individuals that's like, if you can't keep up, then you ain't the one for me. Then if that's how you want to live, that's how you want to live. But you cannot complain if you single and you ain't got nobody, because you wasn't willing to understand everybody doesn't move that way. So we always have a choice, and I'm going this soon, but we always have a choice when we are about everything, but especially when it comes to relationships. There are always people like who are going to be like, well, this is how I am and I'm never going to change. Okay, then if you're never going to change certain aspects of you that might be off-putting to other people, you cannot get upset or surprised when you keep getting the same result over and over and over again. You look good, so you're going to attract people, but then when they see who you are on the inside, they're like, nah, this exterior really ain't for me. I'm out of here. And it happens over and over and over again. You can't be surprised. You cannot be surprised at all. You can't. You can't be surprised, and you damn sure can't be upset at none of them. You got to look within and say, okay, if this is how I am coming off, what can I do or how can I move? So I'm not necessarily not being myself, but I'm also not forcing these people to get on a racehorse and then slapping that horse in the butt real hard, and it's charging, and the person on that horse, they don't know how to go that fast on a horse. They're going to fall off and hurt themselves, and they're going to be in a worse shape than they were before they got on the horse. You know what I'm saying? So, so you gotta learn to chill, or channel that intensity to yourself and get it all out to yourself, and understand that not everybody is going to be as intense as you are. And the next time you get into a relationship, I'm not telling you right now, because right now, honestly, I still think that you need to be alone for the rest of this year. All right? That's just me, honestly. That's my honest assessment. You don't really need to be dating for the rest of 2024. You're on dating timeout for the rest of 2024. That's right. I'm putting you on dating timeout. All right? Now, you're a grown-ass man, woman, person. You're going to do whatever you want to do. But don't say that someone who is a stranger but has your best interests at heart didn't tell you that this was going to happen. Don't say the universe didn't tell you that this was going to happen if you continue on the path that you're going on right now. All right? So you're on dating timeout for the rest of the year, but take that intensity and channel it into yourself, and channel it for yourself. And then once 2024 is up, you want to start dating again, so be it. Just know that, personally speaking, not everyone's going to like the intensity. Some might. You might meet someone who's like your ultimate match, and they want to be forced on a horse that is running 25 miles an hour, or however fast a horse is running, right? They want to be, forced on a horse like that. But not everybody is like that. Some people want to start off with the horse just going for a nice, brisk, slow-ass walk, and then it goes into a little jog, and then from a jog to a sprint, and now from a sprint to now it's, bolting it, So just take that in mind, Aquarius, and best of luck to you. If you would like a personal reading, once again, you're able to do that by booking one with me. You can book one by sending me an email. You can find my email in the description box. The only way you can book one is by sending me an email. I will never reach out to you asking you if you want one. Beware of scammers. I'll never reach out to you on social media in general, or just email you. If you want a reading from me, it don't matter if it was your first, second, whatever. You reach out to me, you ask me for a reading. All right, we'll go over the packages and schedule and all that other good stuff. All right. Again, check out the description box below for that email, and also the link to my weekly podcast, Ernest Thoughts Tarotcast. A lot of the stuff that I talk about here, spirituality, tarot, or just things in general, more advice giving and stuff. If you like that, then you're gonna love the podcast. So go subscribe to that, just as free as subscribing to the YouTube channel. If you are not subscribed to the YouTube channel, I would greatly appreciate it if you did. So hit that subscribe, like, comment, whatever you've gotten value from this, anything in relation to the topic, of course, you want like to comment, share as well. And yeah, take care out there. Peace out.